Emily Thompson had always been a bright light in the lives of those who knew her. She was a 16-year-old with a talent for sketching and a knack for turning her feelings into heartfelt posts on social media. Her room was plastered with posters of Taylor Swift, her idol, and her favorite escape was listening to Taylor's music, finding meaning in the lyrics when her own words failed her. Despite her cheerful demeanor online, those closest to Emily sensed she carried a weight she didn't share openly. One Friday evening, everything changed. Emily posted a message on her Instagram story that read, "Sometimes you need to disappear to find the real you." The post stood out from her usual upbeat content. It was cryptic, unsettling, and didn't sit well with her family or friends. Hours later, Emily didn't come home from her usual walk. Her parents tried calling her, but the calls went straight to voicemail. By the next morning, panic had set in, and they reported her missing to the local authorities. As news of Emily's disappearance spread, her online community of friends and followers came together, scouring her social media posts for clues. They shared her photos, tagged influencers, and pleaded for anyone with information to come forward. Her final message became a focal point of their search, but instead of answers, it raised more questions. What did she mean by wanting to disappear? And why hadn't she told anyone how she was feeling? Emily's family was desperate. They retraced her steps and distributed flyers around town, but days passed with no sign of her. The community grew increasingly worried, fearing the worst. It was during this time of uncertainty and anguish that Emily's story reached an unexpected audience. Taylor Swift herself. Fans had flooded her social media, tagging her in posts about Emily and urging her to help. Taylor, known for her deep connection with her fans, couldn't ignore the heartfelt pleas. What started as a simple act of sharing a missing person's post would soon turn into something much bigger. Taylor's involvement would spark a series of events that no one in Emily's small town could have anticipated. Taylor Swift first learned about Emily's disappearance while scrolling through her social media feeds. She was between tour rehearsals when the flurry of tagged posts caught her attention. Fans had shared Emily's photo alongside heartfelt messages and the hashtag #FindEmily, begging Taylor to help amplify the search. Moved by the outpouring of emotion and the connection her music seemed to have with the missing teenager, Taylor decided she couldn't stay silent. Without hesitation, Taylor contacted her team to verify the story. Once they confirmed the situation, she reached out to Emily's family through a private message, offering her support. The family, overwhelmed with gratitude, shared more details about Emily's life, her love for Taylor's music, and her struggles that had been hidden behind her cheerful public persona. Taylor felt an undeniable sense of responsibility, not only as Emily's idol, but also as someone who had once been a teenager navigating her own emotional challenges. She decided to take action immediately. That evening, Taylor posted a heartfelt message on her Instagram, where she shared Emily's photo and last message with her millions of followers. "Emily Thompson is one of us, a bright, creative spirit who loves music and makes this world better by being in it," Taylor wrote. "She's missing, and her family needs our help. If you've seen Emily or have any information, please contact the number below. Let's bring her home." The post went viral within hours. Fans rallied around the cause using the hashtag #FindEmily and flooding timelines with updates and support. Other celebrities, inspired by Taylor's involvement, reposted her message, and within days, Emily's story was trending worldwide. Meanwhile, in Emily's hometown, Taylor's influence sparked a wave of renewed hope. The once quiet search efforts transformed into a community-wide movement. Local businesses displayed Emily's photo in their windows, schools organized assemblies to raise awareness, and volunteers distributed flyers in nearby towns. Taylor didn't stop at social media. She called in favors, using her vast network to connect Emily's family with private investigators, social media analysts, and a team of experts specializing in missing persons cases. The investigators began analyzing Emily's digital footprint, hoping to uncover any clues hidden in her cryptic posts or online interactions. Among her fans, Taylor's involvement ignited a sense of purpose. Hundreds of them began combing through Emily's public social media profiles, looking for any detail that might lead to her whereabouts. In forums and group chats, they speculated about the meaning of her final message, sharing theories and piecing together fragments of information. One fan uncovered an interaction Emily had with a mysterious online account just days before her disappearance. The account had since been deleted, but its trail led to a series of indirect clues. A playlist Emily had shared, locations she'd tagged in old photos, and even a sketch she'd posted months ago. It became clear that Taylor's decision to get involved had not only amplified the search, but had also inspired a sense of unity among strangers who shared one goal: bringing Emily home. With the momentum growing, Taylor decided to take things a step further. She announced a live stream where she planned to perform a song inspired by Emily's last post. Her aim was not only to keep the search in the public eye, but also to send a message of hope to Emily wherever she might be. "Emily, if you're out there, I hope you know how much you're loved," Taylor said during the stream. "We're not giving up on you." The song, raw and poignant, resonated deeply with viewers. As the stream went on, Taylor encouraged fans to share their stories about how they had overcome feelings of isolation or hopelessness. Her words and music created a ripple effect, with fans opening up in ways they hadn't before and urging Emily to reach out if she was able. It wasn't just a search anymore. It was a movement. But even with this newfound hope, the question lingered. Where was Emily, and why had she disappeared? As days turned into a week, Emily's disappearance remained a mystery, but the momentum Taylor Swift had created continued to grow. Social media was flooded with theories, leads, and heartfelt messages, and Emily's name became a beacon of hope for others facing similar struggles. Investigators working with Taylor's team finally uncovered a significant clue. One of Emily's online friends, a teenager in a neighboring town, reached out after seeing Taylor's viral post. She mentioned a private conversation she had with Emily just a few days before the disappearance. Emily had talked about feeling overwhelmed by the expectations placed on her, both academically and socially, and had hinted at wanting to escape the noise. This prompted investigators to focus on locations Emily might have considered a refuge. Her social media history offered subtle hints: photos of nature trails she loved, an old post about a peaceful lake where she used to sketch, and a playlist she had recently shared titled "Quiet Places." Each piece of evidence painted a picture of a young girl seeking solace, but it also suggested she hadn't intended to vanish permanently. While the investigators worked on the ground, Taylor continued to connect with Emily's family. She spoke with them almost daily, offering both comfort and encouragement. Privately, Taylor felt a personal connection to Emily's struggles. She remembered her own teenage years when the pressures of fame and expectation had weighed heavily on her. In one conversation with Emily's parents, Taylor shared her thoughts. "Emily is an artist at heart, and sometimes that means feeling things more deeply than others. She's searching for something. I just know it. We'll find her." Meanwhile, Taylor's live-streamed song became an anthem for the search, and the lyrics resonated far beyond Emily's story. Fans began using the hashtag #Quiet Places, inspired by the playlist, to share locations where Emily might be, or places that symbolized hope and tranquility. A major breakthrough came from an unexpected place: a shelter in a nearby city. A volunteer who had seen Taylor's posts recognized Emily from her photo. The girl had checked into the shelter under a different name, claiming to be traveling alone. She had been quiet and reserved, spending most of her time drawing in a sketchbook. The volunteer immediately contacted the hotline shared in Taylor's initial post. Within hours, investigators confirmed the lead, and Emily's parents were informed. They traveled to the shelter, accompanied by a counselor and a representative from Taylor's team who had been working closely with them. When Emily saw her parents, her initial reaction was one of hesitation. She admitted that she had left to escape the pressures she felt she couldn't talk about. But as her parents embraced her, assuring her she was loved and supported, the weight she had been carrying began to lift. Emily's family invited Taylor to meet her after the reunion. Taylor, who had been following every step of the search, agreed immediately. She met Emily privately, offering words of encouragement and understanding. Taylor listened as Emily opened up about her struggles, sharing how music and art had always been her way of coping. "Your voice matters," Taylor told her. not just in your art, but in everything you feel. People care about what you have to say. Emily later said that meeting Taylor was the turning point for her. It wasn't just the encouragement, it was the realization that her idol had seen her as more than a missing person. Taylor had seen her as a person worth fighting for. In the weeks following her safe return, Emily took small but significant steps toward healing. Taylor stayed in touch with her family and even invited Emily to attend one of her concerts as a special guest. During the show, Taylor performed the song she had written during the search and dedicated it to Emily. Emily's story continued to inspire others. With Taylor's encouragement, she shared her experiences in a heartfelt social media post, emphasizing the importance of speaking out and seeking help. The post went viral, and Emily's bravery became a source of hope for many others struggling in silence. Together, Emily and Taylor launched an online campaign to promote mental health awareness, using the hashtag #QuietPlaces to encourage others to find their own spaces for healing and creativity. Emily's disappearance had been a frightening chapter, but it ended with a powerful message. When people come together, even the darkest moments can give way to light. Emily's safe return marked the beginning of a new chapter, not just for her, but for everyone who had followed her story. The support and collaboration from Taylor Swift, Emily's family, and fans worldwide had created a powerful ripple effect, inspiring thousands to confront issues of mental health, isolation, and the pressures young people face. Taylor and Emily worked closely to develop the Quiet Places Project, an initiative aimed at providing safe spaces for teens to express themselves creatively while offering resources for mental health support. The project included online forums, art and music workshops, and partnerships with mental health organizations. Emily began to emerge as a voice for her generation. Through blog posts and video messages, she shared her journey, focusing on the importance of asking for help and being honest about emotions. One of her first messages read, "I thought disappearing was the only way to find myself. What I learned is that sharing my feelings made me stronger, and I hope my story helps someone else feel strong enough to share theirs." The message resonated far beyond her immediate community. Schools and organizations began using her story as an example of how empathy and collective effort can make a difference. Months after Emily's return, Taylor held a concert in Emily's hometown, dedicating a segment of the show to the Quiet Places Project. She invited Emily to join her on stage, where the two spoke briefly about the initiative and performed the song that had become synonymous with Emily's journey. As Taylor introduced the song, she said, "This is for Emily and for anyone who's ever felt like they needed to disappear to find themselves. You're not alone. There's always someone who cares, someone who's listening. Let's keep finding those quiet places, but let's make them places of hope, not hiding." The moment was deeply emotional, with the crowd cheering and many in tears. The performance became a defining moment of the tour, with proceeds from the show going directly to the Quiet Places Project. Emily continued to grow and heal, using art as her primary outlet. Her sketches, once a private expression of her emotions, became a centerpiece of the Quiet Places Project. A collection of her artwork, titled From Silence to Song, was published, with proceeds supporting the campaign. Taylor remained a mentor and friend to Emily, but their bond transcended the celebrity-fan dynamic. Emily often said that Taylor's involvement wasn't about her fame, but about her heart. The global movement sparked by Emily's story didn't just end with her safe return. Schools began integrating mental health education into their curriculums. Social media platforms introduced more robust tools for reporting concerning behavior. And most importantly, young people started speaking out about their struggles, knowing they weren't alone. Emily's disappearance was a frightening chapter, but the outcome was a testament to the power of community, compassion, and creativity. Taylor's platform brought light to a dark situation, but it was the collective effort of Emily's family, friends, and fans that truly made the difference. As Taylor once said during an interview reflecting on the experience, "This wasn't about being a hero. It was about reminding everyone that we all have the power to help." Emily found her way back, and in doing so, she's helping so many others find theirs. The story ended, but its impact continued, proving that even in the most challenging times, there is hope, and together, we can create a better, kinder world.